Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gielinor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a quest cape. So Trader Steve has finally reached a point where I've acquired about 2/3 of the items I need to complete this series, but the cost of each chunk unlocked now is up to over 10 mil. And I think it might be about time to start saving up for a much more expensive item, that being a mega rare. Now we're talking about the Twisted Bow, the Tumican Shadow, or the Scythe of Vitur. Now an average player might get one of these by selling off the majority of their bank. Our bank value is actually over 2 bills, so we could easily do this if we liquidated a bunch of junk in our bank, which we have a tremendous amount of junk. But unfortunately, we can't do that. We have to keep all the items, so that causes a bit of a problem. We have to save up well over 1 billion GP without selling off any of our current gear. Now, all mega rares have merit for me to buy them. I'm not even sure which one I want to go for, honestly, yet. The real question, though, is how am I going to save up that much money? Well, I have an idea. To do this, I'm going to focus on acquiring the most profitable pet in Runescape. Don't check me on that, I'm just guessing, but we're talking about Small Hereted. Small Hereted is dropped at a rate of 1 to 200 from a successful Colosseum completion. And you can essentially double that rate by sacrificing a quiver at the end, but we're not going to be doing that because besides the pet, we obviously want the money. If we go on rate for this pet, we're going to get on average about 1.2 bill. So this is actually the first place I don't think I would mind going dry for a pet. So we actually haven't done a Colosseum run in a while, so we kind of have to get our footing back here. Now, no, I'm not going to be saving the loot for months and months and months until I get 1.2 bill. We are going to have to make a few upgrades first, but the new goal is set, Small Hereted. Oh my god. It was all fine until we almost threw it. But there, that doesn't matter. We got our first completion in a while, and what KC is this on? 30 kill count. So we're 30 out of 200 done. Each completion is taking me over half an hour right now, but we're gonna get faster, and there's some items we can buy to really speed this up as well. So grinding for the Sol Pet is the main way I'm gonna be saving up money, but another thing I'm gonna be doing on the side is some challenge mode Chambers of Xeric. Now, compared to regular runs, the purples per hour are somewhat similar, but this is something kind of new to work on. Each completion is like a 1 out of 10 of getting a purple in a duo, which just sounds way better. Mentally, I feel better about it for some reason. Hey, there we go. First deathless challenge mode. We'll take it. Oh, it's a purple, and it's in my name. First one in a long time. New item would be nice. Anything so we can get some more splits. Ancestral, Elder Maul, Twisted Bow, of course. You can't make this up, dude. That's my 3rd pair of Dragon Claws. What is my collection log right now? Oh my god, a back-to-back, and it's actually my name. All I want is a unique item. That's all I want. Okay, I'll take a different one. Anything else? Fuck, I forgot I actually hadn't gotten an arcade. Well, we got the toilet paper out of the way finally. I literally had things to do, but you know, you have to go for the back 3 back. You can't not go for it. It's against some RuneScape code somewhere. Nothing, but we did get a Dark Relic. Honestly, 11,000 mining experience is way better than an arcane, so. Love to see it. A Noxious Pommel. That's our second one, I think. Time to start working towards our next halberd. I sold my first one for like 20 mil, but since then the halberd's gone up quite a bit. So hopefully by the time we finish this one, we can sell it for more. Yep, I just fucked up. The max hit is actually exactly 45 for that thing. A little unlucky, but we gotta get better at the triple parry. That is killing me a lot more than it should. That's kind of the annoying but also fun part of the Colosseum. Yeah, I don't have 100% completion rate, not even close. a noxious point at 472 kill count. We'll take another noxious halberd at this point. Another Araxor Slayer task in the dirt. That took me a literal week, but we've done it. I feel like ever since I've started challenge modes, just gonna say it, we've gotten way more purples. This is obviously completely anecdotal, but challenge modes are better. Deck split, I mean, we'll take it. Every time I get one of these, it's less than the one before, but 5.5 mil is still something. Oh my god, I'm a challenge mode master. I feel like a master. Did 10 raids? I know everything about this raid now. Alright, it's time to finally take care of business here. We're gonna finish Client of Kurend. We have the money for it. We're gonna go ahead and buy a Justy chest guard, which means I think we have full justice here. I don't know if we're gonna do anything with that, but let's finally finish this quest. It's an unfortunate little detour we had to take here, but there's no way around it. We have to unlock this dead chunk here. We do get a fairy ring, yahoo! It's done, finally. This has been a ridiculously expensive and long quest to do, and it is a novice quest, but there it is. Client of Kurend is done with. Finally, we got our 2 experience lamps. That's like 1,000 mining experience, worth it. And that was the biggest barrier by far, preventing us from finishing Dragon Slayer 2. Okay, there is one more quest we actually have to do, and that's Bon Voyage. This one won't be nearly as bad though. But we have hit our first hiccup, and that is the Woodcutting Guild. Luckily, we have unlocked a chunk quite near it, so we just need to buy one more chunk. Okay, so we got 21 mil left, and we're gonna use that to buy a Armadillion plate. The Armadillo plate has no use for us. It is just gonna be another bit of bank junk, but it's our cheapest bit of bank junk, so. So this chunk is actually somewhat useful. We do get a good portion of the Woodcutting Guild. Unfortunately not the redwoods, which would have been arguably the only actually useful thing here. So we actually need to physically unlock Fossil Island. That's the last chunk we need for Bon Voyage, and I think it's time to kind of clean up this junk tab. We're gonna make a tab specifically for the Colosseum because we're gonna be grinding it out so much. Knittable things in here are a bunch of Sunfire Splinters, 2/3 of a Noxious Halberd, so we're pretty close to another 30 mil. And a bunch of Slayer loot as well, so we'll just kind of liquidate this. Okay, so that's brought us up to 30 mil, which is enough to buy the Briafita's Staff, which is a cool looking weapon, is a cool sanding weapon. Am I gonna use it? No. Now I think when a lot of people thought of the sailing proposal, they were thinking of this Bon Voyage minigame. If it was like that, I would have smashed that no button so hard. This is the most infuriating part of a quest ever. I don't even understand how you're supposed to do this. That literally took me 8 minutes to get here, which I guess is like a short boat ride in real life, but in RuneScape, I'm used to instant teleportation. But with that, we've taken our first step onto Fossil Island, and we get a couple really nice things just from this initial chunk. We get the Slayer Dungeon with the Fossil Island Wyverns, and we technically get a hardwood tree patch, just one of them, because I think we can go through this cave, and our farming level is in pretty dire needs of being leveled, so this is a really nice chunk for us. And most importantly, we've taken the first step to Dragon Slayer 2. Now as a reminder, the main reason we want to finish Dragon Slayer 2 is for the Ferocious Gloves. I have been wanting a glove switch for melee for so long. It gets us a max hit, we get Rune Dragons, and we get Vorkath, along with an Assembler, which on its own isn't that useful, but there's a lot of reasons to do this quest, and we are pretty close to being able to finish it now. I want to vomit looking at my screen right now. This is the man who didn't get myopia and ended up with solar flare. Oh my god, that was stressful. The problem with the Noxious Halberd is if you don't get myopia, it is really annoying to do Sol because you end up stalling a tile away and Sol just keeps chasing you down. That is a huge PB, yes. 28 minutes. That's an amazing chest. 13 mil and nearly sub 28. We get a combat achievement if we get under 28, which we can definitely do. And most important of all, not die so much. Dying is the ultimate time waste. Ooh, that was fast. Look at that. 2720, which means we got Speed Chaser. And another solid chest. I mean, 6 mil, we'll take that. Now, pretty much all the improvements are just from me doing the waves faster. Our gear is the same. There are some gear improvements we can get in the not so distant future that will hopefully speed things up, but most important of all, just do things faster. I can't believe we survived that. What the hell? The click into Narnia was complete luck. Don't even think for a second I knew what I was doing there. Yeah, this is pure panic. Oh my god. Now, by far the biggest upgrade we can get at this point is a mega rare, but there are a few things that we might want to get first for the Colosseum and beyond. Now, the problem is mega rares are so expensive that if I just straight up wait to save up 1.6 bill for like a scythe, for example, is that worth doing, or should I perhaps buy a Soul Reaper Axe at like 350 mil to do more runs faster, to save up more money, to get the scythe faster? It's a bit of a tough decision, but there's one item I think is definitely worth getting, specifically for the Colosseum, and that is the Venator Bow. The Venator Bow is about 70 mil and can be used in the Colosseum in quite a few of the waves, and we have most of the gear we need to use the Venator Bow. We would just need maybe the Missouri top as well. Now, assuming your arrow is bouncing 3 times, it does more damage than a scythe even, which means it's going to be leagues better than a Osmundton's Fang, so I think it's definitely worth using. At the very minimum, it's really useful for clearing out the Fremnix as well. I think we might just have enough money to buy it. And we're just gonna dump everything in here. All this loot has brought us 86 mil, which is enough for the Venator Bow. 78 mil for this thing. One of our bigger purchases in a while, but I think it's definitely gonna be worth it. So of course, the Venator Bow is an item we needed, and we're gonna unlock another chunk in Karamja. Gonna be honest, I completely forgot about Legends Quest. We started it a while ago to get our Barrow's gloves, but yeah, it is a requirement for Dragon Slayer 2. I completely forgot about it. So we're gonna unlock the westernmost chunk in the Khazari jungle. Now, in my current gear, the Venator Bow can get up to 14 DPS, theoretically, which is an insane increase compared to the Fang, which I'm only getting about 8.3. There's some big caveats here though. The first one is you can only really use the Venator Bow on waves 1 through 6 and 10 and 11. And not every monster is small enough to have the arrows bounce. Really, you're limited to Jaguar Warriors and Serpent Shamans. But if you get the monsters lined up correctly, you can see just how much they bounce and how much damage we're actually doing. Now, the other part of this though is a increase in skill cap. Getting the monsters placed correctly, switching gear quickly enough to make it worthwhile is all things we're gonna really have to practice. I got so comfy just using the Fang, and now my whole world has changed. I'll take that, yeah. We were going pretty fast, but I mean, 8 mil in 16 minutes, you can't complain about that. Whew, okay, the supplies are definitely tighter, that is another factor. We have to take like a 5, 6, 7-way range switch even, so we have to drop a lot of restores and potions, which is kind of fine because we're going faster, but we can't make nearly as many mistakes. 6 mil in 7 minutes. Literally making a mil a minute here. Okay, so our loot tab has been kind of demolished from the Venator Bow, but we have saved up another 25 mil worth of loot, and we're going to invest into a Din's Bulwark. This item might actually see some use, and more important than that, it is actually a raids drop, which means we can now get splits from this item, and it's honestly just one of the cheapest options we have right now, but still a 16 mil item. So with this, we're going to unlock the final section of the Kazari jungle. I think that's all we're going to need. Fingers crossed, of course. Fun fact, these Umlis are actually a good moneymaker. Maybe not so much anymore. There we go, we finally finished Legends Quest. Been half complete for 6 months or something now. We're going to take our 120,000 prayer experience, but more important than that, look at our quest list here. Dragon Slayer 2 is all ready to go. Every requirement is done with. Well, except for one. That is, of course, chunk locations. Do we have them all? No. Okay, with that is our 45th kill at Sol. We are almost a quarter of the way there. And for an Onyx as well, hell yeah. Well, these deaths have been adding up, so we are going to buy some goading potions. We're going to buy 100 of them for 6.3 mil. Now what we're going to do with these is go ahead and decant them into 1 dose potions, and apparently every other potion I had on me, okay. From here, we're going to go to Death's Domain, drop them in here for double 13 mil. Yes, perfect. This reduced our death cost by 250k per death, which is actually kind of significant with how many times we're dying. Eternal crystals, look how much they're worth, 9 mil. That's a huge drop from Cerberus. We're gonna dump this in here like right now because I've never seen Eternals this high in my life. So we're actually gonna take a bit of this money and make a very quick skill investment into prayer. I've had a Lidness ward in my bank for probably over a year now, but I haven't had the prayer level to wear it because for some reason you need 80 prayer to wear that thing. We're kind of close now though, and it actually will give us a max hit when we're overloaded. So whenever we're doing chambers, it's actually worth bringing. So we're gonna take the, like 5 mil it will cost just to get 80 prayer. And there it is, 80 prayer. We can now wear the Lidness ward. Quick little sidetrack, now back to your regular scheduled programming. Well, that was the end of that Cerberus task. Not bad, I think we got 1 Eternal Crystal. What do we have next? Basilisks. Yeah, I guess we could do that. I don't even know what to say at this point, honestly. That's like my 5th or 6th jaw. I literally can't keep track. This might be my most disgusting collection log of all time. I don't know. So it was brought to my attention that one of the combat achievements I literally have been doing the entire time. The only reason I didn't get it is because I was claw specking. So we got that one knocked out. Pretty much we just had to kill Sol with a halberd. Easy. I failed it 50 times plus in a row because I used a claw spec, that's all. Alright, it's time guys. Finally we can get started with Dragon Slayer 2, but we already have a bit of a dilemma. And the issue is, how do I get to the Mist Guild? Now, we're pretty close, but there's a natural barrier here apparently, so we can't go through any terrain here. The chunk to the west is a dead chunk, so we don't really want to unlock that one, even though there's a bridge. I guess that just leaves the Corsair Cove, which we could take a boat over to, but that means we got to unlock another chunk, which means all our money's going to be gone, but I don't see a way around it. I guess we're doing Corsair Curse. Okay, we're going to buy 2 items here. We're going to buy the Bod. When I started this series, this thing was 6 mil, and now it's double that. And with the rest of our money, I guess we'll get another item on the list I've kind of wanted for a while, just because it's fun, is the Ring of Coins. My lord, we've been trying to figure out how to get to the Corsair Cove for like 15 minutes at this point, so you can't take the boat from Remington until you've started the quest. That's essentially the gist of it. My cutscene has been invaded. Okay, so we gotta use one of those chunk unlocks just to unlock the port chunk. And the other one will just be, I guess, to finish this quest. We've already gotten sidetracked a bit. This is essentially just a free-to-play area. Not much to write home about here. I found the shortcut. I knew there was a way here, I just couldn't find it. Well, it's too late now. Okay, there it is. Corsair Curse, not the quest I was planning on doing, but another one knocked off the list. Oh my god, we almost had it. Damn, look at that. Just shy of 23 minutes and we finished all of the waves. We definitely can do the Colosseum faster now, but there's this interesting intersection of me trying to do the Colosseum faster so I die more, so I am probably getting the same amount of runs per hour as I was a month ago, but once we get this down, shaving off 5-6 minutes per run is 100% worth it. Oh my god, I forgot to record it, no! But we just got a 25 minute and 40 second personal best. Really, really good. Only a minute and 40 to shave off that to get the Master Combat achievement, which that's gonna be difficult. Oh, Cerberus, you're too kind. Another Eternal Crystal. I mean, if you're gonna give me Eternal Crystals, now is the time. They've never been worth more. That's still about 9 mil for that thing. And we're gonna use some of that money to buy an Armadillo hilt. After months of planning, finally we are able to start Dragon Slayer 2. We've at last been able to unlock the Mist Guild, which is a pretty massive chunk that we can't truly take advantage of yet, but we can start Dragon Slayer 2. Okay, so now for the final hurdle. Now I haven't done this quest in probably 4 years or something, so I really can't remember at all where this quest takes you. So we're going to take this one step at a time and see how many new locations we need to get. Okay, first hiccup is Fossil Island. From what I can tell, we're gonna need to unlock most of Fossil Island, unfortunately. Well, that is very annoying. So, there's no way to get to the house on the hill except through this chunk I don't have. I thought I could avoid that, but damn it. That's a bit of a bummer because that is a dead chunk. Although, hang on, we get a birdhouse. It's completely saved, we guess. There we go, we've done it. That is our 50th run at Sol. I can't believe we've done so many. We're a quarter of the way there. Oh my god, we got 2 uniques. That's like a 12 mil chest. So with that, we are now 1/4 of the way done our grind, kind of. Small Heretic is 1 of the 200, but it could take us 300 kills, it could take us 400 kills. We could get into the top 500 at Sol Heretic, and we still might not have the pet. But if we go dry, hey, maybe we can just afford the Mega Rare straight up, and if not, well, we'll at least get the Soul Reaper Axe, which I think is honestly kind of underrated. Anyway guys, thanks for watching as always, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.